Okay, so today I'm going to be going over a couple questions, reflecting on my catwalk issue. And because makeup is such a key point on the Harajuku style, which is one of the street fashion styles that were mentioned in our feature spread and was kind of the main focal point of one of my models, I will be doing a more tame version of the Harajuku makeup style while I go over these questions. So I just put some liquid blush on and I just blended it out with the blush. And my first question was, how does your product use or challenge conventions and how does it represent? My magazine challenges conventions by going against the grain and how in society we kind of have like a set standard in our minds, whether it's intentional or not. It's just like what we're taught in media and in society. So I went against the societal beauty standards by incorporating Latinas, Afro-Latinos, mixed race girls, plus size girls, and in general just a wide variety of girls in my magazine. And maybe not so conventional looking girls. Like one of them, she is very white presenting, but she is Afro-Latina, Dominican, and Puerto Rican. And another one of the girls, she's Colombian and she's Afro-Latino. And another one is mixed, and another one is Dominican and Colombian. She is also Afro-Latina. And I just feel like by incorporating all those girls, it kind of helps to deconstruct this standard that we have, whether intentional or not. So now I just have some powder in my hand and I just kind of like dabbed it onto this powder puff. And the next question is, how does your product engage with audiences and how would it be distributed as a real media text? And so the issue of the catwalk that I produced, it engages with audiences by using buzzwords and trying to engage them by using these words like cute, top 10, stuff like that, to try and engage them and maybe attract them into maybe buying the product itself. And it talks about a variety of different Japanese street styles from the early 2000s, which is making a comeback due to Aaliyah's interlude, which her legal name is Aaliyah Ba. And I just feel like this is really great because there's a lot of girls today that really take a liking to her style, but they're not really sure, and they don't really know if they have the right pieces to make the kind of outfits that she does. So I just feel like it's important for there to be a more affordable way, and this is the way you can show them by giving them ideas to incorporate into their everyday life. For how the magazine would be produced itself and distributed, me and my partner Aice, we decided that we wanted it to be an online magazine. The reason why we chose an online publisher instead of in paper is because teens nowadays consume more online media than in paper media. So magazines, books, newspapers, stuff like that is not so successful with younger ages because there is such access to technology and it's just easier in general for them to gain access to. So we would feel like it would be easier for our target audience to consume our media if it was posted online. And for the advertisement itself and how we would get the outreach is because teenagers are always on social media, online, very internet-based consumerism. We decided that we would advertise our magazine through other social media platforms like Instagram, Twitter, well, formerly Twitter, now X, TikTok. TikTok has a really big engagement in the teenage demographic. How did your production skills develop throughout this project? So I feel like my production skills really improved throughout this project because, to be honest, I haven't really done much production in terms of like filming and editing and stuff like that, and I feel like it made me I guess learn the science in lighting and stuff like that, because I feel like the only way to really learn those skills is by applying them. And although I learned them earlier in the year, I just feel like it's important to have like something like this, like such a big project, to showcase them on, to I guess learn what's best for you, because I feel like everyone's different. Everyone's editing techniques are different. Like for me, PixArt was my savior. It was such a good and easy way to, I guess, like remove any flaws that I had within the pictures itself. And another thing is like editing, color theory, camera work, lighting, and like the placement of the body text that I had in my magazine itself. I feel like before this project, I didn't really understand the importance of it, but when it came to it, I learned like to make a cohesive issue, it has to look nice, it has to make sense, and things like that. And in terms of production, although this doesn't apply to every production, for me personally, it made me learn the importance in clothes proportions, because there was a lot of selections on the wardrobe for the models, and it was kind of hard to work with all these different body types, and I had to learn what suits each body type the most, because something that's gonna flatter a really small girl isn't gonna flatter maybe someone that's bigger. So it's important to learn that not everything is suitable for every girl. And I feel like lengths and like the proportions of a shirt, or basically like the main ingredients of something. And another thing is that sometimes something in production just doesn't work out. Like I had so many different outfits for all these girls, and sometimes you just get to the day and you say, and it's not working, because it wasn't. Like I took pictures with them anyways, just because I feel like that's also a great way to show that like you learned something. Because I had an outfit prepared for the first model, which was Jasmine. She was the first shoot, but none of the pictures, all the pictures that came out of the first outfit that I had laid out for her, they just didn't work. There was just something so off about them. The lighting was too dark, and although I could have fixed that in editing, like there was something about like the posing and maybe like the set, because it was the first day of production, and I feel like the more and more I did it, like by the second day I did production, the set came out so much better. There were so many less wrinkles, it was so much cleaner looking, everything like that. So I feel like that's very telling of how your production skills do develop in a project such as this. And same thing with the movie. I feel like if you were to do like a film, like a film opening, I feel like the same thing would apply. Editing, lighting, color theory, everything like that. Even close proportions, because like let's say you had a character that was supposed to be like poor and they lived in and they wore such tiny clothes, you would be able to learn and you'd be able to tell that that person that can't afford new clothes. So I just feel like the clothes and the pose that you put a model in or a character in is very telling of the person you're trying to portray. Okay, so I just did my winged liner, and now I'm gonna go in with some eye glitter. And I'm gonna be talking about the last question, which is how did you integrate technologies into this project, which is software, hardware, and online. So I integrated different kinds of technology. I used my phone to take the pictures. I used my phone to edit the pictures. I used my computer. Well, I'm gonna use my computer to edit this video. I used software. I used PixArt for editing my pictures, and I used the wrinkle highlighter, stuff like that, to try and like fix and adjust the pictures itself. And for my issue itself, like creating the issue, I used Canva, and I use it on my computer to create the pages and create the feature spread, everything like that. And I've also done many of my blog posts on Canva, and previous practice issues of other types of magazines on Canva. And that was to practice for this project. And for pictures, I used my photos. If you click on the photos on an Apple iPhone, there is edit and you can put filters on it. So I used that. I adjusted everything. I tried out different camera apps to make it kind of look like a digital camera, because my digital camera, I felt like you can see in one of the pictures, the camera that I'm referencing that is used in the magazine, but the camera itself, I felt, in my opinion, it came out a little too pixely. So I decided to opt for a camera on my phone. And even with like a professional camera, because I have a professional Nikon camera, even then I felt as if I could have gotten better quality with my phone. So I decided to use my phone, and I feel like it's so much easier to edit and adjust things on a phone because you're already so familiar with it. And to publicize like the evolution of my magazine issue itself, I used Blogger, which is what everyone used. Everyone used Blogger to create their blog posts and record their journey in making this magazine. Okay, so I just put on some lashes, and now I'm gonna go in with highlighter. This is now actually the last step. And I just want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And I hope you guys enjoyed me kind of reflecting on my process and going back and looking on questions that will help you kind of visualize what I did to produce my magazine. So thank you.